Black women love the fuck out of black gay men, but hate straight black men. It is very true because if you look at a gay black man's fucking profile, it is filled with straight black women. Why the fuck are so many black women following trans and gay men, but they hate the fuck out of straight black men? And it's only that category. It is literally just that black man that is gay category. Black women don't follow anybody else as much as they follow a gay black man. Oh yes, queen this, and yes, this. Those same black women will come up on my page and tell me that I have low self-esteem, that I need to decenter men, that I am miserable, that I am this, and this, I'm jealous. But the same BBL that y'all talking about I'm jealous of, maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're connecting because these trans men are getting their body done like them. The trans men is known to emulate a ghetto black woman, in my opinion. That's what they act like. So maybe they can just connect more with a gay black man than they can with a woman who's speaking logically to them, because apparently I am just everything bad. And so are a few other girls up on TikTok. But I was really thinking about that today, and it's like they hype them up so much when it's like that is the very thing, or one of the very things that literally destroyed the black household. A lot of trans black men, a lot of gay black men, I'm sure they've all been around, or maybe social media is just hyping them up so much, but they are literally everywhere. And I'm probably gonna mess up y'all algorithm by even saying it and bringing it up. But if you really think about it, why else would a black woman, a straight black woman, why so many of them follow gay black men? Black women love the fuck out of black gay men, but hate straight black men. It is very true because if you look at a gay black man's fucking profile, it is filled with straight black women. Why the fuck are so many black women following trans and gay men, but they hate the fuck out of straight black men? And it's only that category. It is literally just that black man that is gay category. Black women don't follow anybody else as much as they follow a gay black man. Oh yes, queen this, and yes, this. Those same black women will come up on my page and tell me that I have low self-esteem, that I need to decenter men, that I am miserable, that I am this, and this, I'm jealous. But the same BBL that y'all talking about I'm jealous of, maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're connecting because these trans men are getting their body done like them. The trans men is known to emulate a ghetto black woman, in my opinion. That's what they act like. So maybe they can just connect more with a gay black man than they can with a woman who's speaking logically to them, because apparently I am just everything bad. And so are a few other girls up on TikTok. But I was really thinking about that today, and it's like they hype them up so much when it's like that is the very thing, or one of the very things that literally destroyed the black household. A lot of trans black men, a lot of gay black men, I'm sure they've all been around, or maybe social media is just hyping them up so much, but they are literally everywhere. And I'm probably gonna mess up y'all algorithm by even saying it and bringing it up. But if you really think about it, why else would a black woman, a straight black woman, why so many of them follow gay black men?
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 9. For the blessing of the father established the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations. Kol Holayim La, Al-Banawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekat, Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Sirach chapter 3 verse 9. For the blessing of the father established the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations. And see, this devil knew that. He knew that he had to establish a plan, basically come up with a blueprint to withdraw the father out of the household, to build a solid foundation of that man's establishment, of his lineage and his pedigree. Okay, because the father is the one that brings forth structure, okay, order. And this also goes, which, first and foremost is all from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. It's all of the curses. But this also makes me reflect on the Willie Lynch letter, where he tells, the owners, the slave masters, how to conquer and devour by using the woman and belittling the man and withdrawing the man from his dominant position. Okay, from him being the leader of the household, the provider, the protector, and all the above, man. Okay, because, and which we're gonna go through it thoroughly with scriptures, and furthermore, before I even go into this lesson, if you brothers clicked on this lesson because you saw a woman talking about women, and you basically feel like I'm gonna be bashing the Israelite woman, cussing her out, that's not what this is about. Okay, there's more edification, more learning, more ways for us to be taught than to be talking about the woman, man. Okay, this is just pure facts of how important the man in the household for his children and for his woman is important, and this devil knew that. Okay, so I'm basically answering this woman's question through the power and spirit and words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and that's how we got to go about things, through the spirit, not having emotions, not being pissed off because we know we're going through as a nation, which we deserve because we went off. Okay, but again, Sirach 3 verse 9, for the blessing of the father established the houses of children. So the blessing of the father is going to establish the houses of children, because again, he's going to bring structure. He's going to raise up and have his children in the guidelines and instructions of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. They're going to be in order. Okay, the young men are going to be logical. The women are going to be chaste. Okay, they're going to learn how to be not a harlot, a whore. And the man is going to learn how to actually be a man, how to provide, how to protect, how to understand his role, his position, how to govern his household through the power and spirit and words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and amongst other things too. But again, like I said, we'll go into it in this lesson. So as a matter of fact, like I said, this reminds me of the Willie Lynch letter. And matter of fact, the spirit is telling me to grab it real quick 1 second, because I wasn't even thinking about this until now, until I got speaking it now. So I don't want this lesson to be too long, but hey, it is what it is, man. However long Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai sees fit, that's how it's going to be done. Okay, I'm trying to remember exactly which chapter it is. Bear with me. I think it might be. I know I have it highlighted. I might not. I might not. Salakia. I know we read this in camp. Just trying to see if I can find it. Let me see here. Bear with me. Khan. This is a pure example of, this is one passage in the Willie Lynch letter. I can't remember exactly where the other one is at offhand right now, but I know this one I can use. It's called the nigger marriage. It says, we breed 2 nigger males with 2 nigger females. Then we take the nigger males away from them and keep them moving and working. Say 1 nigger female bears a nigger female, the other bears a nigger male, both nigger females being without influence of the nigger male image. This is exactly what we're going into right now. And who was the influence of that? It's the Israelite man. It's the father, the one that's going to bring structure, that's going to, have a foundation built and solid on the guidelines and principles of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and righteousness. Okay, how to do things precisely and correctly. Okay. Okay, it says, say 1 nigger female bears a nigger female, and the other bears a nigger male, both nigger females being without influence of the nigger male image, frozen with an independent psychology, Slakia, will raise their offspring in reverse positions, and that's what we see right now. Okay, and again, as this young woman also spoke, because it's correct. You know, the women will raise the women to be masculine, to be independent, to be survivors, to go out here and grind, go out here to be in the position of a man. And she will raise those young men to be emotional, to be have the attributes and the characteristics and the mindset of a woman, to pedestalize and to be a simp towards the woman. Okay? And she'll raise those young men to be dependent upon women, because she's basically raising the man to be in the position of a helpmeet. Okay, so, you know, this is how, you know, this devil has bond the strong man. Matter of fact, and amongst other things, matter of fact, let's grab that precept real quick before we go further into it. Salakia. Let's grab that book, Mark chapter 3. Let's go there real quick. Mark chapter 3, verse. And Esau did it in many ways, but this one way I'm reading to you right now is one of the ways he did it. Mark chapter 3, verse 27. And no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods. And what is his goods? His goods is his woman and his children. Okay? His legacy. Okay, because, you know, he's building what is it? A nation. Salaki. He's building a nation, man. Okay? No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bond the strong man. Okay? Again, belittling him. Okay? Butt breaking. Okay? Whipping. Executing in front of all the population of the plantation. Okay? And now in these days, all these draconian measures, this legislative measures, the jail system, redlining, drugs. Okay? Low quality education, low quality living, all these things, and also equipping women with assets and benefits where they don't need the man, where they basically give the woman a choice whether, you know, we'll give you government assistance, we'll give you EBT, we'll give you Section 8 housing, we'll give you funding for college degrees, we'll feed your children, we'll be your kid's father and their provider. We'll give you all the things you need, but you have to leave and disconnect and not have any dealings with the men of your nation. Basically, you know, they didn't say it like that, but that's basically what it was. Okay? And this is just to name a few. And then he will spoil his house. And, you know, as we see right now, our women are spoiled. Our kids are spoiled. Everybody's contaminated and polluted with the philosophies and the rudiments of this world, man. And our nation is destroyed, man. Okay, so let's continue on to Willie Lynch. Let him finish this out. The nigger marriage. Continuing on. The one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself, independent, and negligible. So like a negligible. Trying to see. The other, so like the one with the nigger male offspring, she being frozen with subconsciousness, feared for his life. Okay, and again, that also goes into what she's speaking to, you know, raising the young men to be sodomites, to be sweet, to be soft, to be in the position of a woman. Okay? Salakia. And the fear for his life will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, as I just spoke. A baby boy, a Jody. Okay? But physically strong, in other words, body and Salakia. Body over mind. Now, in a few years, when these two offsprings become fertile for early reproduction, we will mate and breed them and continue the cycle that is good, sound, and long range. And that's what happened, man. That's all what happened, man. So, you know, we got the point out of the Willie Lynch letter. Let's just go back to the scripts, man. I'm going to read St. Mark chapter 3, verse 27 again. St. Mark chapter 3 verse 27, and no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man and then will spoil his house. And see, that's what we see, man, because again, it was all part of the agenda, the plan of these devils to do this to our nation, man. You know, first and foremost, you know, Judah on down to Issachar, man. You know, you gotta make up things, because again, it all started with slavery. It all started with the belittlement and the discredit and taking the power, the might, the authority away from the man in slavery. And it wasn't just us being here in Babylon. It started on the ships, you know, because women are gonna be survivors by nature. They're gonna gravitate towards power. And the women that already on those slave ships, you know, some fought, some did this, some did that, but majority of them already, you know, committed and submitted to the devil, man, because they already saw what was occurring. Okay, but let's continue, because you know, with that being said, the devil doesn't want our people to learn the correct way of who we are and what we're supposed to do, because if that's established and that's a problem for him, then that's more fuel for the fire for our people to know and continuously know who they are. Okay, and how to go about things. So let's grab this. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30, and I'm going to read verses 3 to 4. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of them. Okay, so he didn't want us to teach our children who we are. He didn't want our children to be committed to our customs. You know, he wanted us to be continuously disconnected and rejected from our heritage, and most of all from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. He wanted us to continually be in error and to walk on in darkness, man. And with that being accomplished, he will continue to have dominion and rule, and will be able to indoctrinate and feed us with the philosophies and the teachings that would lead us to be destroyed and continuously lost and completely just, you know, abused and used, man, and confused. Okay, because that's how our people are right now. Our people are just completely fucking confused, man. Sirach 30 verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, because if you teaching your son, you know who your enemy is. You know how to go about things correctly. You know who our power is. You know our customs. You know our language. You know our history. You know all these things. And they beat these things out of us, man. Okay? Gave us these slave plantation names, man. Okay? Gave us, again, the indoctrination of their ways, which their ways are filthy, and again lead us to our demise and our destruction. And before his friends he shall rejoice of them. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he have left one behind like himself. And see, they didn't want that to occur. They didn't want that to happen. And it also states in the book of Proverbs, teacheth up a child in the way which he shall go, and he will never depart, roughly paraphrasing. And these devils know that. So they know if we were able to teach our children, our legacy, our nation, our foundation that's coming from our loins the correct way. Again, our heritage, our language, our culture, our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, then they wouldn't be in the position that they're in right now. They wouldn't be able to prosper. They wouldn't be able to continuously have dominion over our nation. We wouldn't be partaking in being sodomites. Okay, we wouldn't be out here doing all types of drugs, sling out on drugs. But again, it's also of the curses. It's also of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay. So that's something that we have to understand, because out of every captivity we've been in, we've always known who we were, until this last captivity. Now we were what? African American, Afro American, niggers, coloreds, spics, wetbacks, savages, wood and stone, rich port. Okay, all these bywords which got changed every 10 to 20 years, man. And none of these simple-minded, stupid niggas question this shit. They just go along with it. Okay? Let's continue. So they don't want us to teach up our children, man. Because again, the man has no say-so over the household. Even if a father's in the household, he still has no say-so over the household, man. And furthermore, the man cannot even have rule over the household because he doesn't have rule over himself, man. Again, because the indoctrination, the corruption, the pollution, the perverseness of this place, the way we have been taught, how we conduct ourselves and go about things is completely in error. It's completely, again, not acceptable and abominable towards Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. But now that the prophets have been risen and are now speaking and declaring the truth and coming and telling you to come back to our heritage and break down things thoroughly and precisely through the power and spirit and words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, there's no excuses. Okay? But our people want to be told lies. Isaiah 30, verse 9 on down. Okay? Isaiah, it's like in 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 4. One that ruleth well his own house. Okay, because again, a man cannot have any authority in his household. Even if he's still with the woman of his children, he's married to her and all that, and sex is marriage. Let's just keep it funky and real. Fuck the paperwork that Esau brings forth. Okay, because we go off Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. But the woman has backup. The woman has a more say-so than the man. And if you want to buck up against her wicked bullshit ass authority, all she got to do is pick up the phone and dial 911. Okay, because they're going to believe the woman before they believe you. Unless you got some type of video evidence of what occurred before and when the police got there, through the whole time, you're fucked. I'm going to just be clear and direct. You're fucked. And furthermore, these women have been so indoctrinated that they believe that you're supposed to be following their lead. You're supposed to be a helpmeet, a servant to them. These women believe that they're above you, and that they're smarter than you, and which has been proven time and time again. Which women are not stupid, especially the women of our nation. They're not stupid, but you're not smarter than a man, especially not a man that's come back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and that's really sincere, humble, and studied. Okay, 1 Timothy 3, verse 4. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. And see, the devil does not want that. And that's why you have young boys being sodomites. That's why you have women embracing sodomites, being their best friends, talking about slave bitch and all this other stuff. Because it puts them in the mindset of they have dominance, dominion, authority over them, and that they want it's it's just, man, it's just effed up, man. It's just real effed up, and it's just degrading, man. Because no other nation does this, man. No other nation embraces that, besides the damn devil, his nation. But no other nation really embraces that, but you Israelite women, man, when it comes to sodomites. Verse 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of the Most High? Now again, this chapter is really talking about being a leader in the church. But if you can't be a leader in your household and you have structure and control and authority with godly guidelines, then how are you going to be able to even control a church? You can't do either. So again, the men of our nation are not able to even control themselves because they don't have authority over themselves. Shit, we don't even have authority over ourselves. We're property, man. We're slaves, man. You have a social security number, a birth certificate, man. You got to ask to go out the country. You got to get a passport. You got to ask Esau and his government if you can go out of the country. Okay? You got to get certain documentation now to travel, man. You got to get documentation to operate a vehicle, which is bullshit. You really don't. If you really research and study, you really don't need a license to drive a damn vehicle, man. It's just all about greed. It's all about gaining more of your money, man. Car insurance, all types. This is a whole bunch of bullshit, man. which is a different lesson for a different time. But let's continue, man. Because again, this devil, he found a way, which was through Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, to do these things, man. Because if a man has order, if he's raised up right, he has structure, he's able to control himself. Okay, and do everything through the power and spirit and words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Again, the instructions and all that through Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Then he's able to upbring his children correctly to do things in righteousness and not in wickedness. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3. I'm going to read verses 1 to 2. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be saved. So again, this devil knows that the father has a very important and productive role in the nation, and damn sure in his household. So this devil, okay, especially Willie Lynch and other devils like him, the elites, the 1% and all that, them you wish people, they know that a father's presence, a father's structure, a father's authority, a father's leadership is highly and very valuable and most important for the children and for the women. Because even women know, which some of them will admit, some of them won't. Even women know that they're easily manipulated. Easily manipulated, man. Okay, because again, the women, all they're doing, which regardless, is still betrayal. But all they're doing is adapting to survive, man. Okay, and that's why it's going to be a lot of judgment on the women in these very near days to come in the future. Okay, but again, that's another lesson for another time. But let's continue. Sirach 3 verse 1 again. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be safe. For Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. For Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, have given the father honor over the children, and confirmed authority of the mother over the son. So that's basically stating the positions, man. Father, mother, children. The father brings the structure, the order, okay, the commandments, the correct way into the household, okay, and also too, the father teaches the woman. Okay, because again, the women have to be led. If you don't like it, I don't give a shit. Women have to be led. Okay? Women have said, I'm pretty sure women have said this to brothers. Women have said to me plenty of times, more than one, that they need to be led. Okay? Point blank period, man. Women, a true woman that's really not proudful and really understands her position, she understands that she needs to be led by a man. She needs order. She needs a leadership. And even the woman will say, well, how am I supposed to know if you're going to lead me? Well, how are you going to know if the man's supposed to lead if you stop trying to be in a man's position? Because your best weapon is your silence and your femininity. Your silence and your femininity, man. Okay? You can get anything you want. Okay? So the man brings the edification, the leadership, the authority, all that to the woman, and the woman is the first nurturer of the children. And then once that young man is to a certain age, the father takes lead and teaches, and the father's also going to be keeping a sure watch over his daughter, which is roughly paraphrasing in various precepts. Okay? But what has Esau done? Esau has flip-flopped everything. He's put the woman at the head of the household. The man is not even in the picture. The man is really out. So it's the woman and the children, man. Even if the man wants to be in the picture, okay, she'll have that man going through all types of hell, put him on child support, try to get him locked up, do all these things, keep the kids from him. But if he's a pookie, a fake thug, little pistol starter, bow-legged Lamont, Okay? Switch Ray Ray. No child support. He don't even want to deal with the kids, and she begging him to be around the kids. It's you see, everything's upside down here, man. Everything is upside fucking down, man. Okay? Everything is upside down. But again, let's continue. Let's go to first. Let's jump back to 1 Timothy's. I'm gonna grab something. I'm gonna grab chapter 2. 1 Timothy, chapter 2. I'm gonna read verse. Where is that? Verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man. So what is that talking about? That's talking about the woman being in a position of a man. The woman trying to teach a man. Why should a woman be in a position trying to teach a man? Okay, but Esau took this and flipped it. Now you have women judges, police officers, lawyers, firefighters, college professors, high school, middle school, grade school teachers, which in some aspects, like culinary arts and certain things for children, which is acceptable, and a woman can do as far as a teacher. I'm not knocking that. But certain things women should not be in the position of. Okay? But again, a lot of roles here in society that really should be given to men, Esau gives to the women. Okay? 1 Timothy 2 verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but be in silence. But it's the opposite, because they give the woman great authority over the man. Okay? And the woman knows that she has authority over the man because she goes above and beyond to show her disrespect. As a matter of fact, I saw a video on a social media platform where a woman, you know what? So like, I'm gonna put it at the end of this video. I'm gonna put it at the end of I'm gonna let her say it. Okay, because it's clear as day. It's true as hell what she said, and I'm gonna let her say it. So, but let me continue, because the man that has to teach men how to be men. A woman cannot teach a man how to be a man. A woman cannot teach a man to be masculine and to be a leader. Now you can teach him to be sweet and soft and to have the mindset of a woman, which is a sodomite. Okay? And then you have women in this world complaining about men being down low, men being soft, men being sassy, this and that. Who the fuck is raising the men? Who's raising the men? It's not like you having these children, these brute beasts and these sodomites by men that actually, wanted to be with you. No. He was boring. He was this. He was too secure. He was too safe. He didn't bring forth no chaos. He didn't make my quiver wet. But as soon as your box get torn out, your lips hanging out and everything, you ain't got no walls, you're 40, going on 50 or 30, going on 40, or whatever the age it may be, then you want to settle down. You want a man to treat you like a precious prize or something. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. That's Salakia. I ain't intent for this to be too long, but it is what it is. I got 2 more precepts. This is Sirach chapter 8. And I'm going to read verses 8 to 9. Despise not the discourse of the wise. And where does the wisdom and the knowledge come from? The men. Roughly paraphrasing Sirach chapter 1, which also other various precepts. Sirach chapter 1, I believe, verse 14 on down. The knowledge and the wisdom starts with men. And the knowledge and the wisdom is taught to the younger men, and also taught, to the women to, how to conduct themselves correctly, man. Okay? Because, in actual reality, if you really think about it, our women are going to be looked at as the wise woman from the other heathen women. The heathen women are going to be, looking to be taught on how, our women conduct themselves. Salakia. Okay? Because our women are going to be wiser than their women, Sirach 8 verse 8. Despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquit thyself with their proverbs. And how do you get it? You get it through the men. And again, Esau knows this, man. And that's why he had to make sure that he bound the strong man. Okay, it was a whole process. But guess what? He accomplished it. Okay, and because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai wanted it to happen. Okay. For of them thou shalt learn, again, for of them men, your fathers, okay, the ones that's running the household, the head of the house, for of them thou shalt learn instruction and how to serve great men with ease. Because regardless what anybody says, we had this one bug out come out, this Ephraimite talking about Richard and shit, this and that, and he didn't need to be taught by a man, which the Lord, if he don't repent, the Lord gonna destroy that nigga. But you have to be taught. Okay, and you Jason say that stupid shit. So your father didn't teach you nothing? His father didn't teach him nothing? You didn't have to go to school to learn nothing? Oh my God, man. It's all good when the devil's doing things, when the devil's teaching this, teaching you that, but when your own people's trying to teach you the correct way, it's a problem. You think you know everything. Verse 9. Miss not the discourse of the elders, okay, because, again, your father would be an elder. He would be an elder to you, okay, your uncle, your older cousins. They would be elders to you because, obviously, you would be a kid, so they would have more knowledge and wisdom than you. They would be wiser than you, and you're going to get that wisdom from, you go to men to get this stuff, man, okay? And, again, I'm not saying women are stupid or nothing like that, but the real knowledge, the real logical intellect starts with the men. The Lord is dealing with the men. Okay, and again, Esau knows that. That's why he has completely destroyed the household. Okay? Miss not the discord of the elders, for they also learn of their fathers, like I just stated. And of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need requireth. And again, that's self-explanatory. So if the fathers were in the household with these children, with these men that are sodomites, and they were actually real men and didn't play that, and furthermore, man, if we were in rulership, man, you wouldn't have none of this sodomite stuff amongst our nation, man. And if it occurred and happened, they would be stoned. They would be X'd out expeditiously, man. Okay? Ain't no conversation, ain't no bargaining, nothing. No, you gotta go. Period, man. All right, because back in the 70s and the 80s, man, people was in the closet, man. People was, in the shadows with this stuff, man. Now you got motherfuckers walking out the closet with their dick out and shit, man. And I know it sounds vile for me saying it like that, but it's the truth, man. You literally had a GAY GAY prides, if I'm saying it right. Well, you know what I mean. Literally walking the streets with their rods out. Bros walking around with their bosoms out. I'm not lying. So it may sound valid what I just said, but it's the truth, man. Okay? But let's continue, man. Let's close out. Let's go here. And Esau knows this stuff, man. That's why he did what does it say in Psalm 64? He did a diligent search, man. A diligent search to study our nation, because we are the chosen. We are the Israelites. The longer we stay disconnected in transgression, in the darkness, and keep on sinning, committing iniquities, the more they rule, the more they prosper, man. The more we collapse, the more we fall, the more we decay away, man. These devils did a diligent search, okay? Judith chapter 5, man. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17. I'm going to read this in two translations. Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 6, the KJV. Children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children are their fathers. Because it's just so good, man. Just think about it, man. Just think about, Lord willing, if we are part of that first resurrection, the predestinated remnant, the lot, so like I'm excited. Just think about the nation we're going to build out of our loins, man. The children that we're going to bring forth, man. That's going to be our glory. That's going to be our honor, man. And actual reality too, which a lot of the elders say, which is the real truth, and I have said myself, if we are the 144,000, basically all these reprobates, all these Israelites that are just wicked. These just are wicked ass kids, man. And also too, as you know, a couple Rashim in our camp have stated that we basically are the progenitors of our family line right now, because we're the ones that the Lord's dealing with, and we're the ones that's awoken. It actually makes sense if you understand what I'm saying. So even though we're under them and we're born at a certain time, we're still the progenitor of our lineage, man. Because we're the ones that the Lord has put in a position again to be His seers, His watchmen, His spokesman, His mouthpiece, man. Okay. So Proverbs 17 verse 16 in the AMP. Grandchildren are the crown of aged men, and the glory of children is their fathers who live godly lives. And see, Esau knows that our people are spiritual. Our people are highly religious. Our people are highly in tune with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and that we move in a different type of way that is correct, and to always consider the guidelines, the instructions, the commandments, the laws, the ordinances of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. So this devil knew what he was doing. That's why you have stuff like this with this lady saying. Because our people love wickedness, and our people love and take delight and pleasure in this world. So I don't want to rot this out, man. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true, sincere Aki and Wa Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.